This Coast to Coast Entertainment Network program is brought to you by Beside Me Bracelets. Our bracelets are handmade for any occasion. Use the promo code Coast to Coast for 15% off. Visit their website at besideme.com. Suzanne's Paparazzi Jewelry. With 24-hour shopping available, use the code 160920 and show her some love, like she showed us. Reaper Apparel Company, a commitment to live your most authentic way every single day. Visit reaperapparelco.com for more information and a look at all of their apparel offerings. And by Good Day Embroidery, your local source for custom embroidery, screen printing, and more. Log on to gooddayembroidery.com for more information.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Entertainment Hour. I hope everybody's having a good night. I'm your host, Dragon Viper. Alongside me, my co-host, Crispy Bacon. How you doing, Crispy?
I'm doing good. Glad to be back. Another Friday evening and see what we have on store for tonight.
Okay, yep, give me another good episode. And we're gonna start off with Chris, can you name some other shows that are coming up this weekend or beginning of next week?
Yeah, so tonight, I believe an hour or two after this show is Bro Code. Also, it's a rebrand of Four Bros. That's coming up shortly after us. This weekend is going to be Morning Tailgate, talking about the NFL divisional round playoff matchups. You also have Rank 'em on Tuesday or Wednesday. Roco will be back Monday. Tuesday would be Between the Ropes. Wednesday is going to be Sports Minute. Thursday is going to be Press Row, Callan Show, and then Sports Minute. Also, I can't talk. And then Friday will be Callan Show, and then Entertainment Hour.
All right, perfect. And so we're gonna go ahead, and I am gonna say that I hope everything's going okay with our other host there. He's going through a lot right now, Mr. James. He's going through a lot right now, so just some personal stuff going on. So wish him the best, and hopefully he makes it next week. If not, then whenever he can come back. So anyway, and yeah, so we'll go ahead and go on with this. So first topic that I want to discuss is about Alec Baldwin. I don't know if any of you have heard about what's going on with Alec Baldwin, but back in October 21st of 21, they were filming a movie called Rust, and he went and ended up, there was a gun scene. He ended up getting a gun that I guess wasn't a prop gun, and ended up shooting somebody, killing somebody. Well, I was actually reading some information today about it because he's getting charged again for I wrote it down, involuntary manslaughter for the death of if I could pronounce it, cinematographer Hutchins. And he's I think they're like getting going after him again. But here's the thing that I don't understand. Okay, so for one, and I don't know if you agree with me on this, Chris, or not, but for one, that was not Alec Baldwin's fault. That was completely whoever set up the prop guns. That was completely, the backstage people that were supposed to set up those guns to, and they're supposed to be prop guns. They're not supposed to be a real gun. So that's completely out of Alec Baldwin's, hands at that point. I was listening to some kind of interview earlier, and they were saying, and I don't know if it was the family, I don't remember who, but somebody was saying that Alex should have still checked it, which he shouldn't have. I mean, they're filming a movie. He shouldn't have had to check it. And then, but when he got a letter by the court today that he's being indicted again, and they're going after him for a fourth degree felony. If he's convicted, he could spend 18 months in prison. And then recent news last year, the last news I read about last year was about, I guess they checked the fingerprints of the gun, and it showed that he didn't even fire that gun. He didn't even shoot it. So I don't know what all is going on there, but Alex stood there and said he didn't even shoot that gun at all. So I don't know what's going on there, but I know for a fact that it is up to the person. It should go to the person that was responsible for setting the gun up. But anyway, and Christie's leaving a few comments. She said this situation is so tragic. It is. It really is. I mean, you've got a really great actor who pretty much just seems like he was set up. And then Christy says whoever put those guns there should be held accountable. I totally agree with her. And she says this is like a witch hunt against Alec Baldwin. I seriously think he was set up. I mean, with the fact that even they said that there was no fingerprint showing that Alec actually did shoot any kind of gun, it didn't even go off. So maybe somebody was in the back and set him up. I don't know. I mean, what's your thoughts on it, Chris?
Yeah, maybe he was set up. Maybe it's something else. I'm not sure. I mean, you're supposed to check it, any, I guess, weaponry you have, even if it's in a movie, because you don't know if it is loaded. You never know in those kinds of situations if it is real or not. I think if you're Alec Baldwin, you would have to check it.
Yeah, I mean, but see, the thing is the star of the movie shouldn't have to. He should just grab it and then go with it, not even have to worry about it. There shouldn't have been anything to worry about. So, I mean, Christy, what's your thoughts? And welcome.
This is just, like I said in the comments, this is tragic of what's happening here. And this is starting to look like a witch hunt against Alec Baldwin, because I think he settled a lawsuit or something against Helena Hutchins' family or something like that. This is just, I don't know, whoever put those guns out there and put that non-prop gun there, they need to find that person to hold him accountable, because this is just god awful. And I don't know if Alec Baldwin can recover from this. I really don't know if he can.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there one of the interviews I saw earlier was him when it first happened, and he was being questioned about it, and he was in tears because he didn't do anything wrong.
No, he didn't.
And they're trying to hold him accountable. And it's like, well, even if he didn't fire that gun, which now they're saying he didn't, somebody had to have been in the back to do it.
It's like, who is it? It's like, look for this person. Where is this person?
Yeah, I mean, you would think they even would have cameras around this. I mean,
Mhm.
actual building cameras around the set.
Yeah, you would think they would, but it doesn't look like they did. So I don't know. This is just
So
it's just a tragic situation all the way around.
It is.
yeah, and so I just wanted to bring that up because I was looking around for some kind of news, and I'm like, I saw that, and it was actually news for today. So
Yeah,
um,
because it was trending on social media.
yeah,
I didn't even know that till earlier. It's like, really?
Yeah,
I thought that was
yeah,
out of the headline.
and I guess they went ahead and continued filming the movie and got it all wrapped up and done, and it was
yeah.
out in
hmm
I think last year.
Let me see if I
But
can find that. Let's see, Rust.
It was in New Mexico, I know that much.
Yeah, I was on location in Mexico. No, it hasn't been released yet.
well, but it
And
was
right now
wrapped up.
it was finished on according to this Wikipedia article I'm reading on this one, it says filming was set to resume in January 2023, more than a year after the incident and ongoing lawsuits, but Baldwin got charged with 2 counts of involuntary manslaughter that month. Charges were dropped against him in April, and filming resumed the same day, finishing the following month. So it was finished in May 2023, but it has not been released. Yeah, it said there was a first look of the film was released on January 2nd, 2024, showing Helena Hutchins' work on the cinematography and a visual style.
Yeah.
But it hasn't been released in either theaters or a streaming service yet.
Okay.
Maybe
Yeah.
they're just waiting for the whole situation with Alec Baldwin to finally calm down just enough before they put this movie out.
Yeah. And I seriously again think that he was set up.
It must
I
have
do
been.
too.
Especially when he had a gun and he didn't even fire it off. So
Yeah. I mean, you take a look at how this has affected the family. You also take a look at how it's affected Alec Baldwin. He not only got this movie role, he was hosting Match Game on ABC. That show's now been canceled. And then I don't think Hollywood is going to want to touch him ever again. And that's why I said I don't think he's really going to be able to recover from this.
yeah, I don't know,
It's sad.
because he's a really good actor.
So
Really
good.
He is.
I mean, you see like some of his films like Beetlejuice, Hunt for Red October. He's done a lot of really good work over the years.
Yeah.
Really good work.
So
Film and television for that matter.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I just had to bring up that story because I hadn't heard anything since 21 when it happened. And then I saw that news report today, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to actually bring this up.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're going to go ahead and move on. And we're going to talk about if we've watched a movie this week or not, or TV series. Chris, is there a movie or TV series that you watched this week?
There's not. No, nothing recent. No.
Okay. Christy.
Nothing really. I mean, I haven't been checking out anything on TV except maybe just wrestling and maybe football and Hell's Kitchen. That's about
Okay.
it, really.
Well, I watched a movie this week. Although I'm always watching movies, so
Yeah.
I mean,
I just can't find one that'll get me that gets my interest.
So the movie I did watch, and it was my very first time ever, was Young Guns.
Oh.
I actually happened to watch like pieces of it about a year ago, and I never watched the whole thing because I know I had to go to work. So I finally sat down and watched it one day, and I'm like, I think it was like Monday, And I'm like, this isn't a bad movie. I actually like this movie. So,
Mhm.
but yeah, I mean, 1988.
Yeah. It's
great
not a bad
cast.
year.
Huh?
Not a bad year, 1988.
No, I was 4 years old.
12.
Oh.
12. I was 12.
But I mean, you have Emilio Estevez and
Mhm.
Kiefer Sutherland, Lou Diamond Phillips, and Charlie
Yep.
Sheen. So
Yep. Absolutely.
that I thought that was a really good movie.
It was good.
And then now I'm looking forward to wanting to watch number 2,
Yeah.
which I'll probably end up doing this week.
Yeah. No, I finally remembered
Um,
there was one movie I did watch recently. That it's The Princess Bride.
Oh, I haven't seen that in a long time.
It's inconceivable. So it's just a really sweet movie, and you have Andre the Giant in there. Hello, lady.
Yep.
He's so good in that movie. Yeah, Mandy Patinkin is Indigo Montoya.
Yep.
Yes. So is Billy Crystal.
So
Okay, I walked in.
It's a really,
I
it was a
walked
really
in.
good movie. Yes.
I walked into a scene earlier, or not a scene, but a show, Law and Order SVU, and all of a sudden I see Goldberg. Like,
Really?
Okay. Is Ace watching this right
Yeah.
now?
I don't know, but
I don't know.
He could be listening. I don't know.
No, that's pretty good. I like that.
Yeah.
That'd be funny if he was watching it.
Oh my god.
And we have a couple comments. Tanner says, on the other hand, he has made more than enough money. He really doesn't need to work. So at least he's set. Well, yeah, he may be set, but
He's paying off lawyers.
yeah, the lawyers and the, but he enjoys acting. So I mean,
Yeah.
even if he lost his credibility over all this and can't act anymore, he is set. But I'd rather not see it go down that way.
No.
Me either.
And then Tanner also says, I'm currently watching the weather report. Hope it gets above 15 degrees.
Oh my god.
Well,
I'm sure everybody's watching
wherever
that.
you are,
Yeah.
Tanner, wherever you are, what? Oh,
Yeah. Sorry, Tanner. It's too
wow.
where I live. It's in Montana.
Oh my God!
It's where I am.
It's like 50 here.
Yeah, the funny thing is we've been under this Arctic cold for a little over a week, to where even earlier in the week it went well below zero, to where we were under a wind chill advisory. It was so freezing cold. I mean, I was having to go into work like wearing an extra jacket. It's so freaking cold.
Yeah, no, it's been. I mean, everywhere else is Arctic, but when you're talking about us here, it's been 50 degrees, 48 degrees, and it's been raining and windy.
Yeah.
So we got the rain and wind. Y'all else got all the ice.
All the ice, all the snow, and the poor Tanner. He's going, I take back everything I've ever said about loving Kansas.
Yeah. Tanner.
Sorry, Tanner.
So anyway, and all right, so moving on.
Okay.
We have, and I decided to throw this in because maybe I like knowing celebrity birthdays. So I decided to throw a few of these in for today. Dolly Parton's birthday's today.
Ooh.
She's 78. Jodie Sweetin,
Full House.
Yep, Stephanie from Full House.
Yep.
She's 42.
Ooh.
Ron Killings, aka R-Truth.
What's up?
He's 52 today.
Wow.
Sean Wayans, with that whole Wayans clan.
Yep.
He's 53.
Ooh.
And then the other one I wrote down was some people know this person because she's a chef. I don't, but I don't cook. But Paula Deen.
Okay,
I remember her.
She turned 77 today.
Whoa.
I think she does
So
cooking on YouTube now. She had her
She
show,
did.
but then all that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, there was a lot of racism accusations leveled against her, and it resulted in her cooking show on the Food Network to get canceled.
yeah.
But she
Well,
still
I
cooks on YouTube.
Right.
I heard a little bit about it, but I
Mhm.
wasn't. I mean, I don't really know who she is.
Yeah, she was on Food Network for a good number of years.
Long
She
time.
specialized long time. She did a lot of southern food, none of which I will eat because I don't know, not from the South.
Not yeah, I was gonna say
So
not
I'm
from
not
the
familiar
South.
with. Yeah, not from the South. So I'm not familiar with a lot of what she made on her show.
Yeah. So anyway, she's the big 7-7 today.
Yep.
Anyway, so yeah, I thought I'd throw birthdays out there. I don't know if James is watching, if he wants to throw that in there once in a while on the show, but I did. And then so I was having a little bit of an issue because I wanted to come up with topics for tonight, and I had a little bit of a hard time. So there's a couple viewers out there that I asked that I'm friends with, of what they I just had them throw a few ideas at me, so I ended up getting a few ideas. Then I went to Chris and narrowed those ideas down. So thank you guys for helping me here. It's kind of tough because I work graveyards and then
Yeah.
I'm up all day, so it's just like I feel dead.
Yeah.
So the topic is top 10 Nickelback songs.
Oh, jeez. I don't think I could name that many. I don't listen to a lot of their stuff, but I have listened to their music.
I listen to them, but I don't. I realize that I haven't listened to more than 10. I like them. I like their songs,
Yeah.
but
Tanner.
I don't.
Oh boy, here
I
we
don't know
go.
more than 10. So, Chris,
Yeah,
you have 10 of their songs.
I do. Let me get to it. Hold on. Here we go. So I got at number. We'll go 10 through 1. Gotta Be Somebody. Bring It or Burn It to the Ground. Number 9. Number 8, This Afternoon. Number 7, Animals. Number 6, If Everyone Cared. 5 is Far Away. 4 is Someday. 3, Rockstar. 2, Photograph. 1 is How You Remind Me.
That's the big one right there.
Yeah, that's a good list. Well, How You Remind Me was their debut album or debut song. So
Yep,
Really?
it was huge on the charts. I mean,
Yep.
you turn on the radio, you couldn't get away from it.
So
can't.
that was their first single.
Yeah.
So, Christy, I'll go ahead and go with you. I don't know if you can name.
I
10,
don't have
but
10. I don't have 10, but I can
Okay.
name Saving Me, Someday, San Quentin. That's one of their more recent songs that I've heard on local rock station here. I really like it. Photograph, and then of course How You Remind Me.
Okay. I like I said, I barely got 10.
Yeah.
But number 10, Photograph. Number 9, How You Remind Me. Number 8, If Today Was Your Last Day.
There you go.
Number
I kept forgetting
7.
about that one.
Number 7, I chose this because Chad Kroger was in this song, even though his whole band wasn't.
Yeah.
Hero.
Oh yeah, with Josie Scott from the band Saliva. I remember that one. Just from Spider-Man, the very first Spider-Man movie released.
Yep.
With Tobey
Number
Maguire.
6, Rockstar.
Of course.
Number 5, If Everyone Cared.
That's
Number
another good
4, Far Away. Number 3, Gotta Be Somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, Saving Me. That tied with number 1, but
Oh yeah,
because that's absolutely one of my favorite songs from them.
so good.
And then I did this song because it used to be the theme for Raw as number 1. So, yep, burn it down, burn it to the ground.
Oh, I thought that was Seth Rollins.
No,
No,
it wasn't.
No, it was the beginning theme for Monday Night Raw. So,
Great question by Tanner.
and
Can we all agree that some Nickelback songs, as legendary as they are, shouldn't be played with the car windows down?
hey, you know what, Tanner? Guess what? I play
Crank 'em
them,
down.
and I'm not embarrassed to do so. So
Crank
you
it up.
you can drive around in your vehicle with the windows up, listening to it all you want. I'm going to continue riding with the windows down. So there. And then so that's our top 10 songs from Nickelback. And Tanner says no shame in my game. Yeah, we're not discussing your game there on air there, Tanner.
Nope.
So and then moving on to album of the week. Chris, do you happen to have one?
We'll stick with that Nickelback, I guess, and go with their debut album, since it's still very popular, and it seems like 1 out of every 20 songs I think it's probably played, but I know they're still popular to this day. So
yeah, they're
we'll
still
stick with
touring, and like I said, they recently released a song that I found on a local rock station here called San Quentin, which is pretty badass, to be honest.
Yeah, I haven't heard it. I'd have to listen to it.
Yeah.
And
Oh, geez, someone here. Kylie Smith says, "I know way more than 10 Nickelback songs."
in fact,
Tell us.
I'm gonna say this. Kylie is the one that actually gave the Nickelback
Oh my god! Wow.
thoughts. So,
Ooh.
yeah, and I do know she knows way more than 10. So, but anyway, so yeah, that's all right. Anyway, back to album of the week. I'm getting
Album of the week.
distracted.
Yeah, sorry.
No, it's all good. So Chris, so you said that you're pretty much doing Nickelback,
Right.
okay? How about you, Christy? Do you have like an album you can listen to?
Lisa Marie Presley, To Whom It May Concern.
Oh,
There's some really good songs. I've been listening to the one song "S.O.B." is the first song on the album. I love the single that one of the 2 singles she put out called "Lights Out." Kind of prophetic, but she's so good. "Sinking In" is another song that I love. I mean, she released 3 albums before she died, and this was her first.
And it's really sad. I haven't heard one single song of hers.
Oh my god, you should check some of this stuff out.
Yeah.
She wrote. Yeah, and the funny thing is, she wrote. I think pretty much wrote all the music. Wrote her songs on there.
Yeah, I never even heard one single song of hers. I don't think so.
Oh jeez.
Tanner says my top album this week is "Motionless" in White, scoring the end of the world.
Who's the artist who did that?
So yeah, I never heard of that.
Neither have I.
I don't think I have either. Maybe I have, but I just don't know it. But
right, and I listen to a lot of stuff on Spotify all the time. So
yeah, Spotify. I just listen to my list that I have. So.
I listen to different mixes and just determine which songs do I want to listen to a lot. So
yeah.
There's a lot of rocks. There were a good amount of rock songs on my Spotify Wrapped for 2023.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Pizza King said howdy.
Hello, Pizza King. Thanks for watching. And mine, Tanner says the band is Motionless.
And
in White. The album is Scoring the End of the World.
Okay.
Never heard of it.
I haven't either, but at least now, yeah, we gotta look it up.
And mine, I went country again, and then probably next week I'll go to rap or something. I listen to everything, so I mean, one week I could go rap, another I could go rock, whatever. I actually went to the soundtrack for Pure Country.
Oh,
So
yeah, I
I
think I
mean,
watched that movie with George Strait.
there's a lot of good songs on there.
Oh my
I can
God.
listen to it all the way through. Yeah, great album. And then we have Jimmy Rizzo saying hello.
Hi.
Hello. But great
love that.
album. So yeah, I mean, Heartland, Overnight Mail, songs like that.
Mhm.
So
Oh,
but anyway, so that's the album of the week.
Mhm.
I'm gonna go over a few new shows that's streaming. And I actually chose this time. I didn't do random, but I chose what I would watch. And let's see. And one movie would be Punch, which is, and these are actually, I just happened to accidentally grab all of them from Vudu,
Ooh.
but one is called Punch, and it has Kirsten Waring and Jamie Lomas. I've never heard of them,
No.
but it's about a young college girl who is celebrating her last night out in her hometown and is stalked by a mysterious killer in a Mr.
Ooh.
Punch mask. It's like a horror, and it's like a slasher film. I know a couple people that would appreciate that movie, so definitely something to watch on Vudu. The next movie is Next Goal Wins, and it has Michael Fassbender.
Oh yeah, he was Magneto, X-Men, and First Class and X-Men Apocalypse.
And
He's great.
Oscar Kitely.
I've never heard of him.
And anyway, it just follows the American Samoan soccer team, infamous for their brutal 31-0 FIFA loss in 2001.
Yikes.
With the World Cup qualifiers approaching, the team hires a coach who's down on his luck, but it ends up, I guess he's supposed to turn his luck around and everything else. So that's I think that's going to be a good one.
Yeah.
Dude, he says you should watch the heartwarming movie Tropic Thunder. Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's heartwarming, but
I was
gonna say that. I don't think it's heartwarming, but I'm sure it's very entertaining.
I've seen it. I saw it when I was a kid. So
okay.
Yeah. It's not heartwarming there, Tanner.
No, it's not heartwarming.
And then the last movie for streaming on Vudu is Scalper. And it has Jake Busey and Susan Priver in it. And it's just pretty much about everyone.
Yeah.
I can't even read my writing.
Oh no.
Anyway, everyone around the psychic is being brutally murdered by a mass killer, as he's known as the Scalper. I guess the psychic must use her second sight to stay one step ahead of the killer to solve the mystery of who the killer is. So, and that's I love horror movies, so I mean that sounds pretty good to watch too, and that's also on Vudu. So, I mean, does that sound interesting to you guys? Is that something that? I mean,
I'm not a big fan of horror or slasher films, so I would be passing on a lot of this stuff. I get nightmares as a result of watching that sort of thing. I'm just
Oh, yeah.
And when my best friend and I were living together in my apartment, oh god, that woman wanted to rent horror movies, and I just put up with it.
Oh,
I'm like,
geez.
okay,
No, that's
you know, we watch
definitely,
slasher films, horror films, vampires. Oh god,
yeah, vampires that don't sparkle.
yeah, they don't sparkle. They have fangs. They drink blood, and they just wreak havoc everywhere. The only thing I'm thinking is, great, I'm gonna wake up in a cold sweat screaming.
Chris, is there one of those three? Does that sound like anything you want to watch?
Yeah, I think it was The Last Goal Standing. Or
Oh yeah, the last goal saying about the American
the
Samoan
soccer. Yeah.
Yeah.
That seems good. I've seen different, previews on it. It looks good.
Does it look good? I hadn't seen the previews on it, so it's probably something that I need to probably check up on. But all right, and now movies in theaters this week. In fact, there's a couple that started today.
Here we go.
So we have Bad Hombres, and pretty much, and it has Tyrese Gibson, Thomas Jane, and Luke Hemsworth. And pretty much desperate to provide for his family, an undocumented immigrant and a day laborer get hired to work for a brute who is also a psychopathic criminal.
Ooh, damn.
The two find themselves in the middle of a botched drug deal. They must stay together to survive. The day laborer was also a criminal, or has a criminal record, which could help them survive. So that kind of sounds like a movie I'd actually go see.
Yeah.
A bunch of action.
I think Tanner had a suggestion. He said he's going to go see Night Swim this weekend in theaters.
Yeah, we've talked about it.
Yeah.
And I kind of do want to see it.
Yeah.
And
those trailers scared me. Like, I freaked out.
I've seen the trailer, so
Yeah.
I actually
scary.
Yeah.
And then we have Junction with Sophia Bush, Josh Peck, and Michaela Conlon. It's just pretty much a documentary about the modern day opioid crisis in America.
Oh man.
And they interview a CEO of a pharmaceutical company, a doctor, and a patient who's also, dealing with being addicted to the opioids. So that's pretty much all it is about. But it is a documentary, and I like documentaries. So and I know several people that's had issues with opioids. I can't even talk.
Oh my goodness.
So I actually do want to go see that.
Hi.
And then the last movie that I have is The Underdogs. Now this is a comedy. So and it has Snoop Dogg in it. And Michael Epps.
Oh yeah.
Oh God, here we go.
And George Lopez.
Okay.
Oh, that's the football one, right?
Yeah,
the football one. Yeah.
Yeah. It just pretty much and it started today. A washed-up ex-football star is sentenced to community service, coaching the Underdogs, who are an unruly Pee-wee football team, which he sees it as an opportunity to rebuild his image and get, have his name, turn into good and turn his life around. So I want to see that just because of who's in it, pretty much. I mean, Snoop Dogg, man, he's funny. So is Mike Epps.
Yeah.
Why not?
Why not?
What? Yeah. And then of course, George Lopez, and I used to watch the George Lopez show. So
I used to, yeah. I can't remember
Yeah.
it. But
I didn't watch. I know the last movie he was in was that DC movie called Blue Beetle, where he was the main character's uncle.
Yeah, I've
He's
never
supposed to be.
seen
He's
that.
supposed to be funny. Yeah, he's supposed to be comic relief in the movie and all that stuff. But
Yeah, so
I'll have to watch it one of these days.
but yeah, so those were the movies in theaters. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I have to say something about the movies now because the prices are getting ridiculous.
there.
And
Not
that's
good.
that's probably why streaming is getting so much more,
Mhm.
used in the theaters. I mean, you're going to a theater and you're paying, $8 for the movie plus almost $20 for popcorn and
Yep. And soft
uh,
drink or candy if you're not into popcorn. You can always get candy like M&Ms and Skittles and Twizzlers and stuff like that.
yeah. So, I mean, as much as I would love to go and see movies all the time like I used to,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know it'd be worth, spending $40 on one person.
I know. It used to be way cheaper. Like I would go to movies by myself and I'd have my drink, I'd have whatever food I had, and you just sit and enjoy a movie. In
Yeah.
fact, my husband and I used to go to the movies pretty frequently when we first started dating.
Yeah, now it's
we saw like The Mummy. We saw this movie with Ben Affleck and Sandra Bullock called Forces of Nature.
yeah.
We've seen Entrapment with Sean Connery and Catherine Zeta-Jones. We saw a good number of movies when we started dating.
Yeah, no, and that's when it was affordable, and now it's
It
not
was
getting-
way more affordable. Exactly.
Yeah.
Now it's like
What?
for just the two of us, it would be just to even see something like, for example, the Marvels. It would cost a lot of money just for him, me, some food, and a drink. It's
And then
ridiculous.
too, you have. I think now you have to choose your seat instead of sitting where you wanted.
Yeah. Well, where I live at the AMC theater, you can still pick what seat you want to see. You still pick your seat.
Yeah, same here. And
It's just yeah.
in North Bend, you get to
Mhm.
choose your own seat still. So
Yep.
I
Yeah.
think it's the bigger cities because I went to Salem, Oregon one time to the theaters
Mhm.
and they chose your seat. You couldn't
geez.
choose it. So
Yeah.
now being in a smaller city, it's kind of like you get to choose your own, and I like it better that way.
Yeah.
So Tanner
And now
says.
no.
Tanner says, guess what? It's past 10 p.m. and still above 0 degrees. Granted, it's only 1, but progress is progress. Well, yeah.
Yeah, true. Well, there you go. And sneaking
then,
snacks in the movie will always be a thing.
yep. And Tanner says,
Yeah.
sneaking snacks in the movie will always be a thing.
Yeah.
I will not admit to it.
Yep.
I don't know
Yeah.
what you're talking about.
Me neither. I never did.
I don't know either.
Yeah.
I don't know anything. And nowadays you have these movie theaters where you can sit down, they have the tables, you can lounge back, and you have the ushers
Yeah.
they take your order and they bring you your food.
Really?
Like you can watch like a movie starring Dwayne The Rock Johnson while munching on a big cheeseburger and an order of fries.
Tanner
Don't have
says,
I
it.
forget what that.
Don't have it here. I know
Tanner-
down in Texas they have and my mother-in-law, I think she's been to one of these theaters where the ushers serve you your food and everything.
that's just crazy.
It is crazy. It's a movie theater, not a restaurant.
Exactly.
And I think
I'm not
the
admitting to
seats.
anything either. I'm just saying.
Yep.
And then I think the seats recline too.
Yes.
I haven't
Yeah, they
gone,
do.
but That's what I
I think in New York they have the theaters where it's like, and you just lounge back and watch the movie and hope to God you don't fall asleep.
Yeah.
They'd be embarrassing you watching a movie. And next thing you know, you're snoring while you're trying.
So what did you think of the movie? It
I'm
was
sorry, I
good.
missed half. It was good. I was like, wait, what?
Okay, here's a question for y'all. I'm throwing this in there.
Okay.
Okay.
Have you guys ever fallen asleep in the theaters during a movie?
No,
I don't think I have.
no. The movies were good enough for me that I could stay awake through the whole thing.
I have twice.
Oh God.
First time I think like I don't remember exactly when Independence Day came out with Will Smith.
1996, if I remember correctly.
Okay, so I was like 12 years old.
Mhm.
I fell asleep during that movie. And then back when one of the Twilight movies came out, I didn't want to go. And a couple friends of mine pretty much dragged me to that movie. And so I was passing out during the whole movie because
Yeah,
I didn't.
say it, vampire.
Yeah, I didn't want to.
Edward
there's
shows
no
off his arm and sparkles.
Yeah, I was
You're
gonna say
out.
there's no such thing as vampire sparkles. Okay, that's not vampire.
Blame the writer for that one. She was the one who tried to explain to me how the teeth turn into fangs when they bite and they bite your wrist or
Yeah.
something like that. I'm like, are you that ignorant?
So
Like, my
I-
God.
So yeah, I did pass out twice in the theaters, and that the second one was just because it was boring. It's Twilight.
okay.
I didn't care
Of
about
course.
it.
No. There you go. Tanner says, I have never fallen asleep in a movie hour. It's not something I wouldn't do.
He would definitely. Tanner, I know you would.
I thought I was going to fall asleep watching Independence Day Resurrection because it's so bad, or was just so bad of a movie, but the fight scenes were just keeping me up. I'm like, huh? Oh, wait a minute. They're blasting away. Okay, I can watch this. And then I'm like, this is the dumbest movie I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, that's why I didn't get as famous.
No, it was so bad. I mean, there's so many things missing.
Yeah. All right. And then Tanner says, I've fallen asleep staying up. So, yes, you have. I have seen that one
No.
time.
I have not done that. No.
See, I've worked with Tanner, so I have seen him do it at least once. All right, now we're gonna move on. Squirrel. Oh.
Squirrel.
Anyway, so to our last topic, top 10 Adam Sandler movies.
Oh,
You know, there are so many Adam Sandler movies out there, and there are actually Adam Sandler movies I'm starting to slack on watching. That I've got to pick that pace back up and start watching them again. Because new ones are out and I haven't seen the new ones. But
like coming out on Netflix.
Yeah. But anyway, Chris, what are your top 10 Adam Sandler movies?
Okay. Well, number one, of course, Happy Gilmore. Two would
Sandler
be
versus Bob Barker. Fight.
Yep. Two would be Billy Madison.
Yes.
3, The Waterboy.
Bobby
4, Big Daddy. 5, The Wedding Singer.
There you go.
6, 50 First Dates.
He and Drew Barrymore had chemistry.
Yep.
7
I
would
think
be
so.
7 would be Grown Ups, the first one.
Okay.
Anger Management. Number 9.
Oh my goodness.
Number 9 would be Punch Drunk Love.
Oh boy.
And number 10 would be Uncut Gems.
So, did you see my list or something? Because some of those you were matching the numbers with what I have.
I kept thinking there's one missing on there. There's got to be one missing on that list.
But I wrote this list, and some of those numbers he was reading off were the same as my numbers. So, really?
Oh, God. No.
All right, Christy, where are your 10?
I don't have 10, but I will name a few. Happy Gilmore, The Waterboy, Billy Madison, and the last one is Pixels.
I haven't seen that one.
Me neither.
If you're into video games,
previews.
Yeah, if you're into video games, and he plays a cable repair guy who used to be really, really good at video games, except for one.
Wasn't that
Donkey?
pandemic.
Well
I
before the
kind
pandemic.
of- okay.
Let me look it up real fast here.
And Tanner says,
Alrighty.
in my professional opinion, That's My Boy is the greatest Adam Sandler movie of all time.
No, Pixels came out in 2015. So
Oh,
it was
wow.
well before the pandemic. There
Yeah.
you go.
Yeah.
There's Pac-Man.
Yeah, I've never seen it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you check
Okay.
it if you're into video games and you love Adam Sandler. This is definitely. I would recommend it if you like both.
All right. And then here's mine. Number 1, 8 Crazy Nights.
Ah,
Number 2, Anger Management.
Mm.
Number 3, Longest Yard.
Oh, the remake. Yeah, that was.
Yeah, I love that one, especially when you got Stone Cold in there. You have Kevin Nash in there, Nelly,
Michael Irvin,
Burt Reynolds.
Burt Reynolds in
Yeah.
there. Yeah. Yep.
So I love that one. Number 4 is Click. Number 5 is The Wedding Singer. Number 6 is 50 First Dates. And then and number 7 is Grown Ups.
Of course.
Is
Hey, I
number
could
8
have spun it. I could have
Not
spun
on the
it at
same
the
page
third one.
here.
Number 8 is Happy Gilmore. Number
Price is
9 it
Wrong.
is Little Nicky.
Oh God.
And number 10
Hilarious.
is Mr. Deeds.
That was a
And
good one.
The
I do
remake.
happen to have a few honorable mentions. Big Daddy, Billy Madison,
Mhm.
and Waterboy.
Oh.
So, I mean, I Adam Sandler is one of my favorite comedians of all time. He really is. So I really, I've really got to get on the ball of watching more of his movies. I think the newest one I happened to see of his was, where him and Jennifer Aniston go on that boat and they play that dinner, or they go to a dinner on a boat, and then they play that Who Killed Who game. I can't remember what it is, but yeah, that's the last the newest Adam Sandler movie I've seen, and that was 3 years ago it was done.
Oh. Something like that.
And then we have Tanner that says the fact Billy Madison and Waterboy didn't make the list is wild. You know what? I any of them made the list. That's why I made honorable mentions. Come on.
Yes, there you go.
Because I could not leave them off the list.
No, he couldn't.
And then Alicia says Hubie Halloween is also a good one.
Funny thing is, I never heard of it.
I didn't until probably a month or two. Oh no, around Halloween time.
Oh, okay.
I was told to watch it, so I did, and actually that one's good too. But
Okay.
that kind of left my head because I've only seen it once.
Oh. Okay.
So, but no, I had honorable mentions because they could not go out. You know, they had to be on the list somehow.
Yeah.
So
They had to be mentioned.
yeah,
They had to be.
Absolutely. I mean, like I said, Adam Sandler is one of the greatest comedians alongside, Jim Carrey and
Yep.
And so Melissa McCarthy but yeah, so that's my top 10 list. I mean, and we're just about at that time, so that's pretty much all I've got. Anybody else have anything to add to, or we could close out with final words? So, Christy, what's your final words?
Final thoughts are it's just a fun show, and we've had a lot of fun talking about a lot of different movies and TV shows and music, that sort of thing. So this is fun.
Okay, and then Chris?
Yeah,
What
thanks
you got,
everyone for
bud?
watching and tuning in. Great show. We talked a lot, and good
Yep.
movies, good lists of music and TV shows, movies, and hope you guys enjoyed.
All right, thank you, Chris. And it was said, but thank you for everybody jumping in and watching and even commenting, and we do enjoy the comments. So
We do.
it helps us find things to talk about besides what
Yes.
So we do enjoy the comments. So continue
We do.
commenting. Even right there, Tanner says this show is always fun. So.
Yep.
There
There we
you
go. Right there. Bingo.
So, but yeah, I do enjoy this show. It's one of my favorite shows that I do besides the wrestling one, and so yeah. Now if James, if things get better with James, he can come back and he can lead it. So anyway, yeah, other than that, just pay attention to Coast to Coast Network. You'll see different shows where I know for a fact, well, maybe mostly for a fact that there's possibly a cooking show coming soon, and
Oh boy.
and yeah, and so I mean
Oh my goodness.
some changes in shows and things like that. So just keep your eyes on the Coast to Coast Network, and maybe a show is directly for you if this one isn't. So and that's all I've got. So I hope everybody has a good night and have a good weekend, and good night.
Night.